I'm Ajay. I've got with me Rohan Gavaskar. Welcome, Rohan.
Good evening, Ajay. It's been a mighty struggle for the Bengal Tigers. Looking at that scorecard, you wouldn't believe it's a T20 game. Halfway through the innings, they're 24 for 3. And you're right. You're going to need about 110, 120 on this track. There is a bit of juice, there's a bit of movement. So a score of 110, 120 might be competitive if they pick up a few early wickets. But having said that, they're 24 for 3 after 10.1. They need to do something here now. They need to gamble. It's all or nothing. It's got to be all or nothing. Try and get to about 80, 90. If in doing so you get out for like 50, so be it. It doesn't matter because you're anyway, at the run rate you're going, you'll probably end up at 60 or 70. But in order to win that game, you've got to risk it. You've got to try and throw your bat around. Try and get your total up to at least 100. Get to 3 figures.
Well, very rightly said. I think they have to take that gamble, which is the need of the hour, because playing like this certainly won't help their cause. And the last delivery you saw, Jisshu was the man on strike, just taking his chance. Also, definitely Venkatesh would be realizing that. Slow delivery, mixing his pace very nicely. Exactly what the bowlers have done so well this evening for Telugu Warriors.
The need of the hour is boundaries. There haven't been too many in this inning so far. But at least looking at that, the intent is there. They're showing aggressive intent. I think this timeout, there definitely would have been a message from their mentor, Deep Das Gupta, saying, look, boys, we're going nowhere with this. We need to try and get
very impressive, to say the least. Once again, getting some movement on that occasion, Aadarsh. The line has been spot on from him. Raima Sen in the dugout of Bengal Tigers, the brand ambassador for them. Taking the route, there's a man stationed in the deep, and he does well, but still not able to stop that one cleanly. So a boundary coming after a long time.
A welcome boundary, and just see what it's done to the crowd. It's got them alive. They were dozing off for a bit there, but a good shot by Jisshu. Picked the length early and hit it straight. I think the fielder could have done a better effort there as well. He'll be disappointed with that. He should have stopped that. He got a hand to it. Slower delivery. Well, the thing is, Ajay, it's not just about runs in a T20 game. If you look at this ground, the side boundaries are very small. This is the first boundary that Jisshu scored after 35 deliveries. Nearly 6 overs. But as I was saying, the side boundaries in this ground are very small. That's got to be 4. Just as I mentioned, small, short boundaries, you've got to target those boundaries. Because you know the Telugu Warriors will. And that is why you've got to compensate. And that's definitely a boom chicka wawa moment.
Yeah, and that boom chicka wawa moment coming after a long time. But this one very nicely played by Indrasish, just using the pace of the bowler, and applauded by the men in the dugout as well. It has been a decent over, most productive so far of this innings. That's much better, sensible. Rotating the strike now. The fielder not shying up at the non-striker's end, and rightly so.
Good decision by the fielder there because there was no one backing up. If he had shied and not hit the stumps, that would have been another 4 runs.
Once again, a good delivery, but nicely handled, just tucking around the corner. He'll retain strike, single of the last delivery. 39 for 3. Tigers, Jisshu on 14, Indrasish on 17. And the last over, the best one of this innings. 11 runs coming in the 12th over. And probably that was the need of the hour. That's exactly what Bengal Tigers require. A few good overs from here on. That's going to be very, very vital for them. There's going to be a change in bowling. It's going to be Charan now from the pavilion end.
Well, if you get to about 100, 110, you've got something on the board that the bowlers can try and defend. Directed and he could be in trouble. But no. Uneven bounce there. This is the crowd. Look at the numbers that have come in at the Kanchenjunga Stadium in Siliguri. Lot of excitement in this town for the CCL. Well bowled.
Well, I can tell you, Rohan is once again packed to capacity. We saw yesterday at Kochi, but there is not a seat vacant at this very venue. A lot of support for the local team. That's the Bengal Tigers team. Once again, taking the little route, just eluding the fielder at point. Good effort at deep point, but they're coming back, and that could be tight. That could be tight. That has been referred now to the third umpire. And at the moment, the Telugu Warriors team, they are celebrating. The body language looks to be very, very positive.
You're right, Ajay, and the body language of the batsman doesn't seem so positive. This is going to be interesting. He should have made the 2 runs comfortably.
Well, that's a legal delivery. Just see. But as Rohan, you mentioned, they should have made the second run very comfortably. And in the end, I just feel, yes, he's struggling. He's gone by a mile, and that's the reason they were celebrating. He's out by at least 4 or 5 yards on that occasion. And just losing their way, Bengal Tigers. Definitely, the decision from the third umpire should be out. That will be on the big screen, and that's the decision. So, Telugu Warriors team once again celebrating. Bengal Tigers losing the 4th wicket. And that's a big wicket as well of Indrashish, who's just walking out. He was looking good, played some good shots. And in the end, out for 17. It's 40 for 4.
New batsman in, and he's going to find it tough on this pitch. It's not the easiest pitch to bat on. And this is just what the Bengal Tigers didn't need. They had a bit of a partnership going. 2 batsmen who had got set, were just about to start playing the strokes. Run rate had increased a little bit, and boom, wicket. And that too from a run out. Just what they didn't want.
You know, in fact, Rona was a bit surprised when Venkatesh won the toss and decided to field first, because the reason for that was there was a game played on the same surface earlier as well. And we saw at times the ball is just stopping and coming onto the bat. So playing in the 4th innings means after that first game, it's never easy. But I think he had full confidence in his bowlers, in the ability of his bowlers, and they proved themselves so far. They've done a very good job. And in fact, complimented in the field as well. The ground fielding has been pretty good. They have been sharp, to say the least.
Well, the ground fielding deserves a special mention because this is not the easiest field to field on as well. It's a little bumpy. And that is why, as a batting unit, I would try and get as many runs as possible. We'll talk about this later. It's 42 for 4 after 13 overs.